Hello everyone, Joshua Hill here. I want to talk really quickly about which direction for solar panels is best. In the United States of America, beautiful US of A, you always want panels to face as south as possible on your roof. And I'll show you what that means. Right here I've got a little street and a few houses drawn in with different roof scenarios. So if north is up on our map and south is down, east, west, we've got a house with a due south roof. That is ideal. No matter what the angle of the panels on this roof, we want to put them on this side, not on the north side. No matter what, north side is going to cause a huge loss in production. Now a house that's oriented due east-west, that's still okay. That will still have an acceptable cost efficiency for those panels. Not as good as the southern roof, but you can use either side. In the morning, the east side is going to get a whole lot of sun and the west side not very much. Midday, they'll both get a decent amount. West in the evening obviously going to produce a lot more than the east. But in the winter time, that's when, as the sun starts to be lower on the horizon, lower in the sky, you see the tilt, the angle of the roof, actually the azimuth, really change the efficiency of these panels. So you actually want a lower tilted roof. A flatter roof is okay and actually pretty good for east-west facing panels versus a steep roof. If it's really steep versus flat and you're putting panels on there, then midday the west and east are still actually getting really low production. So that's bad. East-west on a steep roof, not really good, but about a 412 pitch or less, 212 is perfectly fine, actually really good for east-west. So it'll get similar production. The most production you want to see as a loss is about 10 to 20% that's acceptable. So a 70 or 80% total production factor off of your panels is really good. So let's go to option 3 here. Again, if you've got a southwest, northwest type array, northeast, southeast, you'd want to use this side, not the north facing side, even though it's at an angle and every degree you go above east-west on the compass is bad. And let's say they have a garage section, this is better. Now, in Idaho, we've currently had some talk in legislation about angle from south. So let's look at this house, for instance. If we say that 90 degrees from south is okay, we can go all the way to east-west. So this whole section right here would be okay to put solar panels. Now, that means that they can put them here, or here, or here due south, and all three. So say this section of their roof, if it's drawn exactly like this, a pretty big house, and they have this little triangle of roof space, we can only fit a couple panels here. So to get them enough production, they're going to have to go here or here. But if we can only go in 45 degrees from south like this, and these are okay, but these aren't, then they can't put panels here. So it's a big difference. The angle from south that your panels can be, ideally to have enough sun and have a happy life, you want to be able to have enough production and make sure that your total shade report numbers are above 75 to 80%. In some states, they've even limited the amount of production loss that you can have to get the tax credits, the state tax credits in some states. I believe Oregon used to be that way. I'm not sure which ones are today, but just make sure that you're getting, panels that face the proper direction. I've seen houses like house number 3 where there are a couple panels on this roof section and they will never be cost efficient, and the company that did that really took advantage of that customer. So Josh again here, giving you just a quick, we were talking about this today with quite a few people in the industry about which sections you want to use and which sections you don't want to use. East and west is okay, especially if it's a low pitch roof. South is always ideal, southwest, southeast. As far as the grid as well, the duck curve, if you haven't looked that up, you should know what that is. It's basically that in the evening time, everyone comes home from work and the grid has its highest demand loads. They need this much power versus middle of the day when solar is making the most, they need this much. One way to fix that problem is just to put panels southwest or west if you have a roof that can go either one. So on array 2 here, or house number 2, what we would actually want to do is not put panels towards the east and put more panels towards the west, and we would actually be helping a whole lot if we did this instead of mixing them with that problem of having not enough power in the evening. All you have to do is incentivize people, or if they have a split roof, be able to put panels on the west side where the evening production is going to be highest. That is the easiest way to solve our problem, is when you have an option to orient panels southeast or southwest or east or west, favor southwest. It's going to be higher value power to the grid, and that's a really good way to plan if you're buying a solar system, to know that you're going to get the most bang for your buck long term, is to have power produced in the evening times. So that's my tip, to show you exactly why and how you want to have the west facing or southwest facing portion of your roof be the first. If you have due south, that's obviously great, but if you have both southeast and southwest or east-west, please try to favor the west, because it'll pay off more for the grid and for you, hopefully long term. Thanks again. Talk to you soon.